Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Arne Slot makes HUGE Richard Hughes contract demand. Liverpool are still in the midst of a landmark summer transfer campaign. The Reds have spent close to £300 million since winning the Premier League title on new players. Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, Giovanni Leone and Georgi Mamardashvili have all come through the door for the champions, and to balance the books, sporting director Richard Hughes has also overseen the departures of several first-team players. That list is headed by Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez, while Jarell Quansah, Ben Doak, Caoimhin Kelleher, Tyler Morton, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Nat Phillips have also left. But Liverpool are by no means done. We could see Alexander Isak arrive as the club's new No. 9 before the window is out. Although Newcastle have not yet agreed to release their star striker. Marc Guéhi is another who could arrive, with the Crystal Palace captain out of contract in 2026. Part of the reason that Liverpool are interested in the England international is that Ibrahima Konate is in the same boat. Under contract until 2026, Liverpool are unsure whether the France defender will be at the club next season. Arne Slot wants to keep Konate. Accordingly, there have been suggestions that the 26-year-old could either be sold this summer or else replaced by Guéhi on a Bosman in 2026. However, according to a new report in Defensa Central, Liverpool are not giving up on Konate, and Arne Slot in particular is doing all he can to ensure the title-winning stopper stays. Arne Slot has asked his directors for an extra effort to prevent the Frenchman from leaving Anfield, the report reads. Konate signed for Liverpool back in 2021 from RB Leipzig but has only come into his own as a bona fide top-class player in the last 12 months or so. He earns around £140,000 per week on his current contract, and it's been reported that he wants £200,000 per week to renew. Of course, Real Madrid can not only offer a blockbuster salary but also a sizable signing-on fee, estimated at €18 million. The financial lure is strong, but the indications are that Slot is asking his club to pull out all the stops to prevent Konate from leaving. Madrid don't intend to make any more signings this summer, and with Konate able to speak to overseas clubs about a free transfer in January, we are moving into a critical juncture over his future. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is Newcastle United new signing spotted at training ground after 5-year deal agreed ahead of Liverpool. Newcastle United had a new arrival on the training ground this week as they prepare to face Liverpool at St James Park. Newcastle opened their Premier League season with a 0-0 draw at Aston Villa on Saturday. The Magpies were without last season's top scorer, Alexander Isak, as he continues his self-imposed exile in a bid to force through a move to Liverpool. Isak has since released a statement confirming his desire to leave, only for Newcastle to respond by insisting the conditions that would have allowed Isak to leave this summer have not been met. Isak remains absent from training with the first team, with Liverpool up next at St James Park on Monday night in what is shaping up to be a fiery affair under the lights. Newcastle United new signing spotted in training after 5-year deal. Newcastle completed the £39 million signing of Jacob Ramsey from Aston Villa last week before it was announced on Sunday evening. The 24-year-old midfielder has reportedly signed a 5-year deal at St James Park and trained with his new teammates for the first time this week. The club posted images of Ramsey at the training ground on social media along with the caption, "First training session with the lads for JJ." Jacob Ramsey reacts to Newcastle United arrival. Following confirmation of his arrival at Newcastle, Ramsey told the club website, "I'm delighted to be here. It's been a mad 2 or 3 days, but I'm really happy to be here and I can't wait to get started. This is a big move for me, but as soon as I knew the gaffer was interested and really liked me, it didn't take much time to decide." His track record of developing players, especially those who have gone on to become internationals here, speaks for itself. It was always a tough game playing for Villa against Newcastle, the team is full of energy, so athletic and the fans are so passionate. I feel my game will suit that and I'm excited to be on the other end of it now. The Gazette has launched a new WhatsApp NUFC channel to bring the latest news, analysis and team and injury updates directly to your phone. Simply click this link to join our NUFC WhatsApp channel. Jacob Ramsey transfer sees Aston Villa stars hit out. Villa selling a popular academy graduate in Ramsey was not well received by several senior players at the club. Aston Villa captain John McGinn appeared to hit out at the Premier League's financial rules and the way football is set up, as he posted on social media about Ramsey, a perfect example of how an academy player should handle the transition to the first team. Always humble, respectful and willing to learn. It's been a privilege to share the dressing room with you and enjoy some special moments together on the pitch. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for. Our third news is Liverpool transfer, verbally agreed at advanced stage, as Isak allowed to go if 3 conditions met. According to reports, a Liverpool transfer is at an advanced stage, while Alexander Isak would be allowed to go on 3 conditions. Liverpool have already enjoyed a really successful transfer window as they are this summer's biggest spenders in Europe. They have invested around £290 million on additions, with Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez and Jeremy Frimpong among their notable additions. Despite this, Liverpool remain in the market for 1 or 2 more signings before this window closes, with Isak and Mark Guéhi mooted as their main targets. The Reds look to have the necessary budget to force through these deals as several high-profile exits have raised funds, with Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz and Jarell Quansah leaving for sizable fees. There could be more departures before this summer transfer window closes, as Harvey Elliott remains heavily linked with a move elsewhere. Elliott is a great talent and he shone for England's U21s in the summer, but he was always likely to leave Liverpool this summer as he was only a bit-part player under Arne Slot in 2024-25. Now, a report from Empire of the Kop claims RB Leipzig are stepping up their interest in Elliott and are preparing an offer, while a verbal agreement has already been reached. According to sources close to Empire of the Kop, RB Leipzig are now preparing to submit an offer in the region of €30 million, £25.9 million, for Elliott, who Liverpool value at €40 million, £34.5 million, with that disparity potentially being bridged through structured payments and add-ons. The Bundesliga side have reached an advanced stage in negotiations over personal terms with the 22-year-old, and a verbal agreement is already in place, with the discussion now centered about a transfer fee. The player is understood to be keen on the move. Elliott's exit could boost Liverpool's chances of signing Isak, who reiterated his stance on an exit in a bombshell statement on Tuesday night. Journalist Ben Jacobs subsequently confirmed that Liverpool are prepared to bid again for Isak. Jacobs revealed on X, Alexander Isak hints at the lack of a new contract 12 months ago as being key in his desire to leave Newcastle. Statement a clear indication he doesn't plan to reintegrate. Liverpool are prepared to bid again if given encouragement. Understand a £120 million per British transfer record ballpark remains Liverpool's valuation. Unlikely, should a new bid materialise, it will be close to £150 million. Not a number Liverpool have ever been directly quoted. Sky Sports reporter, Keith Downey, meanwhile, reckons Isak will be allowed to go on 3 conditions. Yoane Wissa was seen as the Callum Wilson replacement, not the Alexander Isak replacement. If they were able to land Wissa in the next few days, and I am expecting a bid in the next couple of days, don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fourth news is Brentford instantly reject improved offer from Newcastle for Yoane Wissa. Newcastle have had an improved offer worth £40 million for Yoane Wissa rejected, TalkSport understands. The Magpies' bid included a £35 million fee plus £5 million in potential add-ons, but Brentford's valuation remains in excess of £50m. Wissa is pushing to leave the Bees and believes this could be his last chance to play Champions League football, having snubbed interest from Saudi Arabia. The 28-year-old has been training alone and recently unfollowed Brentford on social media as the club continued to block a move to St James Park. Newcastle had already had one bid for Wissa rejected this summer, along with unsuccessful attempts to sign João Pedro and Benjamin Sesko, who joined Chelsea and Manchester United respectively. The Congolese international was previously told he could leave for just £26 million, but the club have reneged on that after losing Bryan Mbeumo to Manchester United. Brentford recently signed Dango Ouattara from Bournemouth in a club record £42 million deal, but club sources claim he is viewed as the Mbeumo replacement. It means another striker would need to be signed before the Bees consider a bid for Wissa. Meanwhile, Newcastle are thought to see Wissa as a replacement for Callum Wilson, who left the club on a free transfer at the end of last season. Therefore any deal with Brentford is unlikely to impact the future of Alexander Isak, who lashed out at Newcastle in a bombshell statement on Tuesday night, the latest on Isak's future. Like Wissa, Isak wants to leave and believes his employers have broken promises over his future. The Swede didn't turn up to the PFA Awards on August 19 despite being included in the team of the season, posting on Instagram shortly after. He wrote, "I'm not at the ceremony tonight. With everything going on, it didn't feel right to be there. I've kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken." That silence has allowed people to push their own version of events, even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. The reality is that promises were made and the club has known my position for a long time. To now act as if these issues are only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now, and why change is in the best interests of everyone, not just myself. Wissa is yet to make any kind of statement on his future, but he has unfollowed Brentford on social media and deleted posts that included them. The 33-time DR Congo international initially joined the Bees from Lorient in 2021 for £8.5 million, but they now face losing him for free next summer upon the expiration of his contract. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fifth news is Michael Owen refuses to follow Alan Shearer's lead as he puts himself in Alexander Isak's shoes. Exclusive, Michael Owen has addressed Alexander Isak's dramatic transfer saga this summer, explaining that he understands how the player is feeling while refusing to speak ill of the striker. Michael Owen stopped short of criticizing Alexander Isak's behavior at Newcastle United. Like his fellow pundits, the Swedish striker has been heavily linked with a move to Liverpool after admitting that he hopes to explore his options away from St James Park. There has been a wealth of condemnation of the 25-year-old over the past couple of weeks given the way he has handled the situation. Skip to main content. Chronicle Live. News. Nufk. What's on in your area? More. Buy a paper. Funeral notices. Jobs. Marketplace. Public notices. Directory. Advertise with us. Newsletter sign up. Sport. Football. Alexander Isak. Michael Owen refuses to follow Alan Shearer's lead as he puts himself in Alexander Isak's shoes. Exclusive, Michael Owen has addressed Alexander Isak's dramatic transfer saga this summer, explaining that he understands how the player is feeling while refusing to speak ill of the striker. Comments. 3. Aaron Morris, Senior Sports Reporter. 1317, August 20, 2025. Updated 1530, August 20, 2025. Alexander Isak at St James Park. Alexander Isak wants to leave Newcastle United this summer. Image, 2025 Getty Images. Michael Owen stopped short of criticizing Alexander Isak's behavior at Newcastle United like his fellow pundits. Article continues below. The Swedish striker has been heavily linked with a move to Liverpool after admitting that he hopes to explore his options away from St James Park. There has been a wealth of condemnation of the 25-year-old over the past couple of weeks given the way he has handled the situation. Isak missed his side's pre-season tour of Asia, instead opting to train at his old club, Real Sociedad. It is also believed that he is now refusing to ever turn out for United again, regardless of whether he's able to secure a move to Anfield ahead of September 1. However, speaking exclusively to Chronicle Live via 247bet, Owen has given his verdict on the situation and didn't follow the lead of many pundits who have slammed Isak. The 45-year-old, who turned out for the Magpies between 2005 and 2009, said, "He's laid his cards on the table, hasn't he? It's quite clear that he wants to move." Whether Newcastle fans would forgive and forget is a big question. I don't know. I mean, he's done exceptionally well for them, you know, they've won a trophy, they're into the Champions League. He's done his side of the bargain quite clearly by his statement. He feels like that's enough and that they've had previous chats which suggest that he's almost not free to leave, but, you know, if certain things were done then he might be free to go, but it doesn't seem like Newcastle are playing that game. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is Newcastle United transfer news. Offer made for Premier League striker in aftermath of Alexander Isak's statement. Newcastle United have reportedly made a new formal approach to sign Brentford attacker Yoane Wissa. On Tuesday night, there were fresh developments in the saga involving Alexander Isak, who has made it clear that he wishes to leave St James' Park. While the Sweden international has claimed that promises have been broken by the Magpies hierarchy, Newcastle have fired back that they anticipate their star player to stay put. With the two teams squaring off in the Premier League on Monday night, there is potential for the situation to drag on close to the September 1 transfer deadline. Nevertheless, it appears that Newcastle are trying to do their bit when it comes to ensuring that they are not left short in the number 9 department. According to sports broadcaster Ben Jacobs, Newcastle have made an official offer for Wissa, who is eager to leave Brentford. The report suggests that Newcastle have put together a package worth £35 million guaranteed and a further £5 million in add-ons. In recent days, the suggestion has been that Brentford are eager to recoup at least £50 million, despite Wissa having less than 12 months remaining on his contract. Like Isak, Wissa was not involved in Brentford's opening Premier League match of the season, and that is expected to remain the same for Saturday's meeting with Aston Villa. Wissa has already removed all association with Brentford from his social media accounts to emphasize his desire to depart the GTEC Community Stadium. Although Brentford seem insistent on taking a firm position when it comes to Wissa's asking price, they cannot haggle unrealistically when the player can leave for nothing next summer. Wissa contributed 19 goals and 5 assists in last season's Premier League, not too dissimilar to Isak's 23 strikes and 4 assists. As such, Newcastle will be able to appreciate why Brentford are playing hardball, but there feels an inevitability about compromises being reached. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.